So now we've covered enough Marvel news for today. Let's switch over to the pond that is DC, and a show that I'm absolutely getting more and more stoked for every time we see some new stuff for it is John Cena and James Gunn's Peacemaker, a spin-off show of the character debuting first in The Suicide Squad. They showed a trailer, I think, at DC Fandom. Is that right, Josh? But so they have a new trailer for the show debuting next month. And I loved every second of this trailer. There's so many good lines in this, but there's a certain pivot point that I'm going, okay, this isn't just going to be Deadpool type with John Cena. Like, there's a lot of great jokes in this of anything with Vigilante, who is essentially going to be Peacemaker's sidekick for this. I laughed out loud. Like, I killed a guy, but they broke me out of prison. I'm a federal worker. Oh, post office? No, why would they break me out of prison to deliver mail? I don't know. It's the first thing that came to my head.
Why would you lie to Vigilante and I? We're the smartest guys. You think we wouldn't figure out?
Hey, which one's the eagle?
Guys, which one's the eagle? Okay, me.
Okay, maybe 50% of us. But hey, 50% is still an F. Well, I didn't do well in school. School's for idiots.
School's for dorks.
But as the trailer progresses, you just get more of that, like, rude and crude humor that you just think that's going to be all the show is. And then one of the characters is just like, when I see him, he always kind of looks a little sad. And then we cut to him doing what looks like he's going to be doing a hit on someone. But he's just like, sir, you want me to shoot everyone? There's kids there. He's like, shoot everyone. And so from that point on, you kind of get this sense of, like, Peacemaker's a very broken character, and I'm kind of really excited to see that side of it too. It's not just fart jokes and dick jokes. It's Peacemaker as a character wants to be better, but he comes from such a broken place, which casting the T-1000 as his father, just chef's kiss.
Like, that is perfect. I'm a shower, not a grower, Dad.
You just compare yourself to a chode?
Saying? He's like I think this trailer showed anything. It's that Peacemaker is basically going to be a cross between Deadpool and Punisher, and I'm okay with that.
So, James Gunn has also recently teased after this trailer came out that some people are just like, so you got other Suicide Squad or Peacemaker spinoffs in the works? He's just like, I do. I just can't talk about them. I have had this suspicion that Peacemaker is like, it's going to be a good show, but it'll be the entry point for much larger things and James Gunn's involvement in the DCEU. I think after Guardians 3, he's done with Marvel, I think, and going over to DC because of how much freedom and autonomy he had with The Suicide Squad, which is still probably my favorite movie of the year. It was so good. I have got nothing to base this off of, but I think the Peacemaker show will be used to introduce actual big name characters that we know from DC. There were some rumors a while back that they might be introducing Bane in Peacemaker. I'm going, I don't know if I buy that. There was another rumor that I'm going, I do believe that, is what if Peacemaker sets the stage for Green Arrow?
I can totally see that, yeah.
And Green Arrow eventually crosses over with Black Canary, who is already introduced in Birds of Prey.
Yeah. I can totally see that. The thought I had about the end of this trailer was definitely, so I wonder if he's still going to be quote unquote codename Peacemaker by the end of the end of the show. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being someone like, I don't know, Guardian, which would be, to me, very, very interesting. And, like, especially if you're going to have a character go from mentally a place of, I'll do anything for peace, to somewhere different. I think doing a complete character change is not, like, the worst idea at all. I can kind of see Bane. I would love to see Green Arrow, just because does feel like a Spider-Man level threat of, like, they're not like world enders, but they could really mess up a city kind of issues. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could happen. I don't know how to feel about it.
I'm trying to think of like some mid-level obscure comic book characters that James Gunn could use because, you know, that's his bread and butter is using the obscure characters. He's already used Polka Dot Man.
Hmm.
Use Professor Pig. I don't care. Actually, Professor Pig would be terrifying for a Matt Reeves Batman movie. People like basically
Or
picture if Hannibal Lecter wore a pig for a face.
or even like using this as a way to start introducing rogues galleries. Like so doing like the thought I had was like Trickster or
Ooh.
Mr. Freeze or like doing this as a like a back alley way to kind of give uh introductions to characters so that when they do show up, you can just go right at it.
Mark Hamill's Trickster comes back from the from the
Terrifying.
Flash
Oh,
series.
dude. But even like having someone like John Cena's Peacemaker try to interact with Mad Hatter would be absolutely hilarious to me, and I'm super on board for it.
Also, I want to give all the props in the world. John Cena really seems to be like putting his A game out there acting wise. I think
Oh
the
yeah.
Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad was his best performance to date. It wasn't just funny, without giving too many spoilers away. When he has the existential moment when it's just like, do I do this or do I do this? And the fight that ensues because of it, that was genuinely heart wrenching just because, one, it involved a character that I hated the first time around. It ended up loving the second time around.
Yeah.
And then going, oh, there's emotional complexity to this toilet bowl head man, but it's not a toilet bowl, it's a beacon of justice. I think the show has a
Yeah.
lot of interesting possibilities. More than anything, it's an original HBO Max show, and there's not nearly enough of those, unfortunately.
Which and the more and more this is, and I think this is going in this direction anyway. But the more and more HBO Max seems to be the home for like a underground extent, quote unquote, extended universe of DC shows, and I'm really on board for that.